Hey, what's up you guys, my name is Brooke and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be something a little bit different. You may or may not know that the Foo Fighters' newest album, Concrete and Gold, came out on September 15th, which was, at the time we filmed this, about 2 days ago, and I have somehow managed to not listen to this album just so I could listen to it for this video. In this video, I'm going to be listening to the songs one at a time off camera and then giving you my initial reactions, you know, how I feel about it, and I'm going to give you like a review of this album. I'm Foo Fighters trash, so I'm sure I'm going to love it, but I'm going to try and be pretty objective about it and give you guys the most honest review that I can. And at the end, I'm going to give you my favorite song from the album, my least favorite song from the album, and just my overall rating for the album in general. So let's get started with the first song on the album, which is T-Shirt. Okay, so T-Shirt was a minute and 23 seconds of having me shook. Okay, so at the beginning it starts off kind of slow and I was kind of like, this is different, you know, not something you'd usually hear from the Foo Fighters, and then all of a sudden it just gets super loud and like heavier, or like rock, like has more of like the guitars and all that stuff, and I jumped because I was not expecting it. It had me really shook, and it was so short and it ended kind of abruptly. Well, it kind of transitioned into Run, which is the second song, and it left me wanting more. I want more of T-Shirt. Like, I was really vibing with a lot of like the riffs that they had going on. I really liked that, but I wanted more of it. Now we're going to be transitioning into the second song in the album, which was the first single released, and that is Run. Okay, so Run is one I've obviously heard before. At first, when I first heard it, I was on that song as soon as it dropped. As soon as the video dropped, I was watching the video, and at first I was kind of like, I was kind of confused, a little unsure of how I was feeling about it, but as the song progresses, I really enjoy the direction it goes in. I really love the harmonies that you kind of got going on. I really enjoy us revisiting the heavier vocals from Dave that we got in White Limo, which was on 2011's Wasting Light, and I really think that this song really shows Dave's vocal range, just how he can go to that more screamy voice but then have that more like melodic voice as well. This song is just overall just a super hype song. The video fits it perfectly. It's just something you just want to like go crazy to, you know? And I really love that, and I'm really down with this song. Alright, we're moving on to song number 3, which is Make It Right, and I've heard that this is the song that has Justin Timberlake on it, so I'm kind of excited to see how that gets played into the Foo Fighters sound, and I'll be back with my thoughts on Make It Right. Okay, so Make It Right. I also really enjoyed this song. Apparently this is a song that has Justin Timberlake on it, and it must be backing vocals. I was expecting more Justin Timberlake in this song, so I was kind of disappointed by that, but I think that might have just got like a little blown out of proportion in the media, maybe is what happened with that. I really like this. It's something really different, something I see as like not your usual like Foo Fighters. I really like they have they do this a lot, but they have like the alternating guitars, you know, like they'll play the riff and like the riffs interchange, I think is how I want to describe that. And I also really enjoy Taylor's drumming in this. It really accentuates the song, and I like how they keep coming back to those riffs to kind of bring it together. Yeah, I really enjoyed Make It Right. Next we're going to be looking at song number 4, which is This Guy's Neighborhood, which is also another song that I've already heard, but I love this song, so I'm going to listen to it again and you're going to get my thoughts on it. This Guy's Neighborhood. It is the 4th song on the album, and I love it. It is my favorite of the 3 singles that they released before the album came out, and what I really enjoy about this song is like the rawness of the vocals and just how raw Dave's voice sounds. You know how like at the beginning and towards the middle and at the end they kind of have Dave's voice with not a whole lot of anything else, not a whole lot to distract or take away, not that it does in any other instance, but nothing to distract you from his vocals, the rawness of his vocals. I love that. And I really like the like background vocals that kind of harmonize the whole thing. It contribute a lot to the overall like vibe of the song, and I really enjoy that. And I also get a little bit, like, don't take this the wrong way, I get a little bit of like a Beatles vibe from part of this song. Like there's just something towards the middle of the song when there's like a little like a break and there's like some other sounds going on. No one's singing, there's just like a couple of sounds going on. It reminds me a little bit of something like maybe something in like Golden Slumbers by the Beatles. Just reminds me slightly of that. Yeah, I really enjoy The Sky is a Neighborhood. And next we're going to be talking about La-Di-Da, which is the 5th song on the album. Okay, so La-Di-Da is the 5th song on the album. I liked this song. I didn't love this song, but I didn't hate it either. Holy reverb. I mean, there was just so much reverb. It's almost, I almost want to say it was too much, maybe. It's kind of like at the end where they're like, but at the very ending there's like this thing where somebody's being like, too much, it was too much. I almost think there was too much reverb on this song. It was just kind of a lot. In the very beginning, it reminded me a little bit vocally of The Feast and the Famine. At the beginning of The Feast and the Famine and the beginning of La-Di-Da kind of reminded me similarly vocally. They don't sound, I don't think they really sound the same in other aspects, but in the beginning, vocally, I feel like they sounded pretty similar. Again, in this song, we bring back more of like the screaming vocals, which I think is very ironic for him to be screaming La-Di-Da. Yeah, and I really enjoyed the backing vocals on this song. There's a lot of really nice backing vocals on all of these songs so far. I'm really enjoying that. And yeah, those are my thoughts on La-Di-Da. Wasn't my favorite one I've heard so far, but I'm not hating it either. Next, we're talking about the 6th song, which is Dirty Water. So, Dirty Water. This song at the very like beginning, first half, totally gave me throwback vibes of like some of the like slower, calmer songs that you got off of like There's Nothing Left to Lose and In Your Honor, so like some earlier 2000s stuff, and I really enjoyed that. It was like I was like living in my throwback vibes, and the harmonies in this song, oh my god, they were so good. And about halfway through it starts to like pick up and not be as like the calm, slower, like melodic song, and picks up a little to has a little bit more of like the rock vibe, and I really enjoyed that. And this entire album has amazing backing vocals, and I really enjoyed this song. It made me feel lots of things, and it's one of my favorites that I've heard so far. Really enjoyed Dirty Water. The next song we're going to be talking about is Arrows, which is the 7th song on the album, and yeah, Arrows has me shook. I loved this song. It starts out with like a little slower, with like some slower riffs, and like when it gets to the chorus, it picks up and it straight jams. I love the lyrics. The lyrics of this song are just so everything. The chorus, it picks up, it has the louder guitar, louder drums. It's just amazing. The chorus is just banging, and I love this song, and I love how it transitions from like the slower parts, like slower, quieter parts, to the banging cymbals crashing parts. I love it so much. I love this song. And yeah, next song is going to be number 8 on the album, which is Happy Ever After, 0 Hour. Alright you guys, I just finished listening to song number 8, which is Happy Ever After, 0 Hour, and this one, totally, if I thought this before, I definitely think it now. This album has influences, heavy influences from the Beatles. This song is just, when it started I was like this is like a Beatles-esque song, and don't take this out of like context. I'm not saying this is like the Foo Fighters are the next Beatles, or that they are the Beatles, or they're making Beatles songs. I'm just saying that like the vibes I get from this are heavily influenced by the Beatles, I feel like, especially in this song. And I really like how this song is more of like a melodic and quiet song. It's a song that I just kind of want to like dance to. I love Dave's vocals on this song. This song is just like a sweet little like jam tune, you know, like something you just want to, and I love how this song fades out at the end. It doesn't end. It kind of gives it more of a vintage vibe, as well as how it just kind of fades. So the next song we're going to be looking at is Sunday Rain, which I've heard has Paul McCartney on drums, so I'm super excited to listen to this. Alright you guys, so I just finished listening to Sunday Rain, and oh my goodness, that song was amazing. If you don't know, I didn't know, this song features drummer Taylor Hawkins on vocals, which is something we have not had since, I think it was In Your Honor, when Cold Day in the Sun came out with him on vocals, and I loved that song. I love his voice. Check out his solo stuff, Taylor Hawkins and the Coattail Riders, if you haven't. Great stuff. But I was so shook when when the song started and Dave wasn't singing, it was Taylor, and I was so excited, and I love it. This song has like a very like vintage like 70s vibe to me, and I really love it. It's such a great song. It's the longest song on the album at 6 minutes and 11 seconds, and it is totally worth it. Like, I want another 6 minutes of it. It's just so good. It has such a vintage vibe, so good. The song with Taylor's voice works really well. His voice really accentuates everything else that's going on in the song. It makes it even awesomer. More awesome to know that you have Paul McCartney on drums, and at the very end there's like this nice little like piano thing to kind of close things out, and that's really awesome as well. Rami coming in clutch with that, and I really love that. I love that they've officially made Rami a member of the Foo Fighters, and I love this song. This song is amazing. Next is the third and final single that they released before the album came out, which is The Line, and that is the 10th song in the album. We're almost done listening to the whole thing, and I'll be back with my thoughts on it. Alright you guys, I just finished listening to The Line again. Obviously I've heard that before. I love it just as much as I loved it when I first heard it. I love Dave's vocals all the time, but I really love his vocals in this song. I love the lyrics, and I feel like the upbeatness with the song kind of contrasts in a way with the lyrics, and I really like that. I love the beat, the riffs, and I just love the overall vibe of this song. I don't know what else to say except that I really enjoyed the song. And that brings us to the last song on Concrete and Gold, the title track, Concrete and Gold, and I'm super excited to listen to the song. Alright you guys, so the last song on the album, I just finished listening to it, Concrete and Gold. I loved it. I really enjoyed the darker sounding riffs. I really liked, and it worked, how Dave's voice was like really soft throughout a lot of this piece, but sometimes I wish he was a little bit louder during like some parts where like the music is loud and he's quiet and I almost can't understand what he's saying. Maybe I'm just deaf, I don't know, but I kind of wish he was a little bit louder at that point because I want to be able to hear like what he's saying. There's sounds in it that almost remind me of like the wind blowing. I don't know how to describe them other than that they were really cool, and I really liked the way they contributed to the overall sound of the song. Apparently the Boyz II Men singer is in it, providing the harmonies, which is really cool when you like know that, because the harmonies and everything, all of the like components of this song work really well to give it like, to just make this song super powerful and deep sounding, and just an overall well-rounded great ending to this album. Now we're going to move into my overall thoughts on this album, my rating, my favorite song, my least favorite song, some comments, blah blah. We're gonna get into that now. Alright you guys, so overall I really enjoyed this album. I love how different it was from a lot of stuff that they've put out before, and I liked how different it was from Sonic Highways. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of comments on Facebook of people being like, oh well, all the Foo Fighters songs sounds the same, and I have to beg to differ, because just listening to this album, just the songs on this album are so diverse and so different and have such different sounds and like different components that make them very diverse and different. How can they sound the same? They definitely have their own unique sound, and I love it. I really loved how we got to see a little bit more of Taylor singing. I really noticed a lot of like Rami's contributions to this album. Overall, I think my favorite song on the album was either Arrows or Sunday Rain. I really loved both of those. I love them both. I can't pick. I'm gonna go with Arrows and Sunday Rain as my favorites, and my least favorite, which is a tough like phrasing because I don't dislike this song at all, I don't, but it was my least favorite of all the ones on the album, you know what I'm saying? My least favorite song on the album was La Di Da. I enjoyed this song, but it just wasn't my favorite. I will give this album a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. I hope you loved it too. Definitely go check it out. If you get a chance to go see the Foo Fighters live, I definitely recommend you do it. I saw them 6 years ago on their Wasting Light tour. It's actually where I got the shirt, and I'm super excited to see them for the second time this year. They're my favorite band. I'm so super stoked about it. So definitely they are a great live band. They put on one of the best live performances that I've ever seen, and I go to a lot of concerts. So I hope you will love this album like I did. Let me know your thoughts on the album below, thoughts on specific songs, the album overall, blah blah blah, let me know. And that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching this different kind of video, my review of Concrete and Gold, the newest album by Foo Fighters. That's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Till the next video.